This is the African continent, an ancient, sun-forged crucible of evolution spanning millions of square miles. Here, the sheer diversity of life is not merely a display of nature's beauty, it is an exhibition of extreme biological engineering. Possessing the mind of a master strategist and the biological weapons of an assassin, welcome to the ruthless empire of the African baboon. Unlike their forest-dwelling cousins, these primates have made a radical evolutionary gamble, abandoning the safety of the trees to conquer the open ground. To survive in a landscape ruled by apex predators, the olive baboon relies on a highly sophisticated cognitive map and an unbreakable, militaristic social hierarchy. Here, intelligence is the ultimate shield. Their evolutionary success is driven by absolute dietary flexibility. Equipped with dexterous hands and opposable thumbs, they function as omnivorous engines. When the surface is barren, they possess the biomechanical capability to exploit subterranean calories, extracting nutrient-dense tubers locked deep within the sun-baked clay. No matter how advanced their terrestrial intelligence, the baboons are biologically tethered to the water. Thirst forces them to the river's edge, but this vital resource is an aquatic minefield. Waiting in the shallows is the primate's most terrifying aquatic adversary, the Nile crocodile. This is a clash of two entirely different evolutionary paths. The baboon possesses advanced cognitive processing, scanning constantly for danger. The crocodile, however, is a masterpiece of prehistoric hydrodynamic stealth. Concealed by the murky surface, it utilizes millions of sensory receptors on its jaw to calculate the primate's exact proximity, preparing to unleash a lethal, fraction of a second strike. At the water's edge, individual intelligence is not enough. The troop operates as a collective vigilance network. Dozens of eyes scan the fluid perimeter, trying to penetrate the muddy veil. Every single member is hyper-aware that drinking is the most dangerous biological requirement on the savanna. To bypass the primate's visual network, the crocodile employs a masterpiece of biological engineering. By manipulating the volume of air in its specialized lungs, it acts exactly like a submarine. It controls its hydrostatic buoyancy, remaining suspended just inches below the surface, a multi-ton predator moving through liquid glass, completely undetected. The ambush algorithm evaluates the perimeter. The crocodile does not strike randomly. It calculates the geometry of vulnerability. It isolates the youngest, the most distracted target. It plants its webbed feet into the riverbed, establishing the perfect fulcrum for a hydrodynamic launch. The target is locked. At the waterhole, maternal instinct acts as an active biological shield. The mother maintains constant physical contact with the infant, minimizing spatial vulnerability. She drinks with profound hesitation, her hyper-vigilant cognitive system evaluating every shadow and every ripple across the fluid perimeter. Curiosity is the engine of primate learning, but here, it is a fatal flaw. By breaking the physical connection, the infant creates a geometric vulnerability, and in a fraction of a second, the mother makes a critical error, scanning the land, while the true threat lies beneath the liquid glass. Every playful splash sends distinct hydrostatic shockwaves through the water. The crocodile's highly evolved sensory grid intercepts this exact frequency. The primitive reptilian brain calculates the tiny mass of the target. The biological torpedo is primed. The strike sequence is initiated. The hydrodynamic ambush is executed flawlessly. In less than a second, the prehistoric predator bridges the gap between the aquatic and terrestrial worlds. The infant's slow reaction time makes the tiny primate an incredibly easy target. But the mother's cognitive processing speed overtakes the predator's momentum. She intercepts the strike, utilizing her own body as a physical barrier. Yet, the physics of a crocodile's bite are uncompromising. The jaws snap shut, inflicting severe kinetic trauma to the infant's arm. It becomes a gruesome biological tug-of-war, where a single mistake equals death. This is the ultimate evolutionary advantage of the terrestrial primates: absolute social cohesion. The entire troop mobilizes into a unified biological weapon. Faced with this overwhelming numerical and acoustic dominance, the solitary reptile's risk algorithm forces an immediate retreat. The infant survives the traumatic encounter, saved not by its own strength, but by the relentless power of the collective.